What's up, Beanie Babies? This is episode 4 of a thing that I'm calling the Prevail Podcast. As you can see, got the golden peas right there. They may have just gotten bigger on your screen. But I was talking to one of my people yesterday, and I was like, bro, I want to start pushing it a little bit harder for the podcast because it's like I had been doing it, but I wasn't sharing any of my reading stuff. Like, I was basically just sharing, you know, my Bible reading and stuff, but not my personal books. But that was the purpose of it, was to share the freaking Bible stuff. But I also want to add like another realm to it. So instead of it just being the Bible stuff, also I get like new books. My old book right now is The Magic of Getting What You Want. The new book, I forgot the title of it, but it's something about two ladies. One of them was from England. The other one is from like the United States. And the one that's from the United States went to the woman in England family and was impersonating her. If I could remember the title, I would tell y'all, but I can't right now. It's real. It's real good though. But right back to the main topic. I've been reading The Magic of Getting What You Want. I'm on chapter 4, and it's a business book, so it really talk about business. I'm streaming live now from the Prism app, but I'm gonna make a YouTube video coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Because everybody asks me, what's the best platforms to stream on? W6 in the chat. But, everybody asks me what's the best streaming platforms to be on. For me, for the mobile version with the iOS, I think it's Prism. But I'm gonna share more of those details when I post the video. However, back to like the main topic. I had some little notes for y'all too. So I'm going back. So the number one thing that I want to try to get into today that really covers the entirety of this chapter. It talks about bad news creates more bad news. You know how they say misery loves company, or W8, misery loves company, da da da. That's what I think when I'm thinking of bad news. Because they even said like how to deal with negative media, which is like, how you get on social media and it's typically like I was telling people the other day, you're supposed to be connected with people, but 9 times out of 10, you click on there and people is like they're arguing or doing weird shit like that. So I ended up being in some panel or something like that. And I left because I really don't like all the people trying to act like they know each other. They don't. Because if you're gonna say something, tell the truth. No lie. But small talk need not to be negative talk. Friend selection and personal pollution control. I like that. I took notes on it because it says that simply making one enjoy being alive. That's what I try to do with my content. I don't want small talk that don't lead to people being like, okay, I can agree with this. Like, that's why I said, as an advocate, bro, my content can't come off as, oh, bitch, don't say nothing to me, or like, oh, nigga, don't say nothing to me, because people typically come to me all the time for advice. So if I make a post and be like, I don't fuck with nobody, that's gonna push all of my clientele away. You gotta be smart about it. Even if it is, people like, oh, it's just a post, and no, no, no. That's why I just don't even really have postable social media. I don't really post a lot of words when I do. Just pictures. Cause oh my god, I ain't gonna lie. Some people they be posting fucking paragraphs, but at the top of the notes, cause I'm looking at notes that I wrote in the book actually. The writer said the message: if you can't say something good about a past, situation or anything, don't say nothing. So I wrote say nothing, period. I choose to say nothing. And when I do say something, it's typically with a small group of people, and I don't try to push a narrative about a particular person. Like, I don't even know people like that. Because just because somebody act a certain way with you, don't mean that that's how they are for real. Because I could run into like a group of people that don't like me, but that don't mean that they're bad people. Like, you know, the race conversation got brought up in my chat yesterday. I always try to stay away from the race conversation. But if y'all really want to know how I feel about that, the truth is, you can't be like, all black people are bad, all white people are bad, all Chinese, whatever race. You have to focus on whatever individual you're in contact with. Like, hey, Dresden, if I'm saying that right. Thanks for being my first comment today. We are 6 minutes in, and I'm in a flow state, getting episode 4 ready for y'all. So thank you. If you're watching this live, hey, how you doing? If you're watching this later on, make sure that y'all press that subscribe button. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm trying to make this one kind of like focused on the topics and stuff. So if y'all want to ask any questions, you can ask me questions and stuff like that. The topic today is about news and how it affects you, or like social media, small talk, and positivity. I ain't gonna lie. My boy, we was talking last night, and a situation came up, because sometimes I ain't gonna lie, when I'm overthinking already and then somebody say something that triggered me, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna take it there. So we were talking about a situation, and I was just reminding them, like, I done seen a bunch of stuff. The reason that I am the way that I am, like, I was talking to my grandma earlier yesterday, and she was reminding me, she was like, everything that you've been through is building you for, success and all that stuff. She's like, I'm, proud of you all the time. So that was a good feeling. But on the back end of that, I say all the things that I've been through really did help. The good things and the bad things. It's hard to say, but that's what the P's also stand for too. Like purpose into pain. If you go search up my first to last name, you're gonna find a news article written about me by this lady named Crystal Johnson. And she wrote about how I turn my pain into purpose. And so the P's mean Prevail Podcast. But if you know me for real, then you know every time I turn my shit, excuse my language, but I turn it into something. I'm not just going, yeah, I'm not just going to be hurting for nothing. We're going to capitalize. And by hurting, I mean like, I done had situations where people tried to like put the police in my business, put other people in my business, like, but I realized that it's not just people like they say in the Bible, it's principalities, bro. So I don't even look at people as people no more. I just look at them for the person that God made them to be. And if the enemy used them, then they just do. But yeah, last night I took a crazy walk, and I was like almost lost as fuck. But I was praying and talking to my chat. I was like, y'all, we gonna make it. 'Cause, oh my God. I was like, oh, my bad. Act like y'all ain't see my leg. What on, y'all? Hold on real quick. I'm gonna grab my notes real quick, and then let's talk about the rest of this. Because the book notes cool, but my personal notes are better. Because when I'm thinking, I just sit and write whatever. But I appreciate y'all for like the 100. I ain't gonna lie. And 50 bits is good, you know? I said I wanted to start streaming this on my Twitch, but keeping it here is gonna be good. Because I got a separate playlist for it. Sometimes I'm listen. If you are still under the sound of my voice, I hope that you have a good day. And this is the Prevail Podcast. It turned into a slight ASMR, but just give me a split second while I grab these notes. All right, so boom. Okay. Every opportunity does not come from God. You were called to live in peace, and the Lord wants you to live without concern. All things are from God, and we exist for Him. But that brings me back to the top thing, that every opportunity doesn't come from God. So yes, everything is from Him, but some things are put in place as a test to see if you will still fall for things that people with no discernment fall for. So for me, an example, I'm still growing and making mistakes at the same time. I'm not the type of person that's gonna try to like drag nobody else down with me. I'm gonna try to lift you while I lift me. And sometimes I may even push you while I'm lifting myself. Like I'll be picking myself up and pushing people. So that's that. But when you kind of thirsty for opportunity or thirsty for anything in life, you're gonna be presented with so many things that look like what you want or look like what you need. You're gonna be like, damn, this job or this car or this house or this that, it looked like everything that I want. And then when you get into it, you're gonna realize that it's like, damn, this is not truly what I want, because if it was for me, it wouldn't be breaking me this way. That goes for everything. So you gotta have grace, wisdom, and understanding as you move forward. If y'all are watching this live right now, make sure that you subscribe. We want to get to 350 subscribers by September. For the Prevail Podcast. I really appreciate y'all so much. And since this is a new channel, I'm really happy that we even up to 340 something. And by new channel, I mean I've been doing this for a while, but I had to repost all of my videos because I had went through a stage of life where I didn't want people to be perceiving me at all. So I took all my videos down and I went back and handpicked the ones that I wanted to be live and online. So yeah. Listen, y'all. I gotta tell y'all the truth. It says in my book that I am a great stewardess, prosperous. I have no limit to my potential, consistent, Christ led, and steadfast in prayer. I want y'all to listen to me say that again and write that down for yourself too. And if you don't have a notebook, you can go to the link in my link tree, your notebook right now. Write this down on a sheet of paper, and when you get that notebook that's in my link tree, write this down on your first page just to get yourself started, something that you can remember, and it's good for journaling because that's what this is all about. You have to know that you are a great stewardess. Even if you aren't yet, you will be. You are prosperous. You have no limit to your potential. You're consistent. you're led by Christ, and you're steadfast in prayer. And not just prayer for things and prayer for yourself, but you got to intercede on behalf of others. Because the best way, just like in this book oh, yeah, I was about to say, no, I didn't read that book. In order to get more, you have to give more. You can't just be expecting to get. You have to give in order to get. So, chapter 5 of this book, I haven't started reading it yet, and I kind of wanted to start that with y'all today. It says, want more, then give more. I've been really focusing heavy on how I can give more to people from myself without pouring from an empty cup. So pouring into myself means that I'm taking time to journal, I'm taking time to think, I'm pushing myself to go on walks no matter when. If I feel like, hey, I need to go for a walk, like my body is calling me to explore or go just be, make music, creating, and seeing myself and my visions come to life. And it started in my notebook. So that's why I'm not just trying to sell y'all a notebook. I want you to have this notebook, not because it's going to be magical and it's going to change your life immediately, but it's going to help me help you. So when you help me by getting this notebook, I'm going to be turning to my community and doing things for them. I've had people that ask me for a lot of stuff. I have people that send me cash out requests, and it's not like, you know what I'm saying, I'm a rich person and I'm always do everything for everybody. But if I can give back to my community from people in my community, it's like we're pooling that. We are helping, sharing the wealth and love. And it also helped me too, because I can do more content for y'all when I have more to do it with. And that's why people always tip me. You can leave a tip when you buy the notebook, because the notebook is $22. Anyways, if you want more, you have to give more. So people always hit me up and be like, hey, I'm finna send you some on your Cash App. I'm about to hit you up on PayPal or Venmo. Shout out to my family and people that been really holding it down with that, because I am a single black woman. Listen, I am a single black woman. Tomorrow I will be married to the game, of course. However, today, single black woman, and I'm pulling the black card, and I know exactly how people try to play me. They be like, "Girl, you is chowsing. If your mom is not da 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 da, then you not da 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 or da." However, black. My skin is black. In the words of a good song by Jay-Z, my skin is black. So let me have that. And on top of that, I'm gonna get back onto this subject because I'm the type that'll get off track with it. But this is my thing. I love to yap with y'all. So let's just get back to the point. This is chapter 5. And have you ever met anyone who wanted less wealth, poorer health, fewer friends, and reduced status? Everyone you and I know wants more satisfaction, more of the good things in life, more wealth and enjoyment. We want the great feeling of knowing I am moving ahead. I have more this year than last year. Pause. That is very true. Play. There are two basic approaches to getting more: act selfishly or behave generously. So you have two choices when you want to get more or you want to have more. You can either be selfish or you could be generous. In my case, some people look at scarcity as the opportunity to be selfish. Me personally, I don't think that. I think what you can give from your little determines God's desire to give you more and your desire to get more. If you get more, you can give more. And I fear that when you come giving from nothing, then you could be a better steward of more because you know how to give out with less. So even when I was making like freaking $2 as a waitress, I was still turning back and tipping people when I go to restaurants because I understood that you gotta be pushing. So To understand how these approaches work and their results, imagine two couples, Mr. and Mrs. Selfish and Mr. and Mrs. Generous. Mr. and Mrs. Selfish thought patterns are dominated exclusively by themselves, their welfare, Bennett's, their benefits, and their pleasures. What's in it for us? Control their every act and thought. They think the less we give, the more we'll have for ourselves. Mr. and Mrs. Selfish reasons. If we sell to customers a pound of meat weighing 14 ounces instead of 16 ounces, we've made a gain. Or if we give less service than is expected, we'll enlarge our profits. If we pay our employees no more than the absolute minimum required by law, we'll make more money and grow rich faster. That's the first mindset of acting selfishly. This is going to be the generous side of the coin. So these people, Mr. and Mrs. Generous, think differently. Their concern is directed primarily at helping others benefit, grow, enjoy life, and overcome obstacles. How can we help and satisfy others? Is the question that they typically ask. But Mr. and Mrs. Generous's right actions center on the principle that the more they give of themselves to others, the more they will receive in return. The reason is because if we give customers more than they expect to receive, the customers will become repeat customers. And in time, we will make more money. They are smart. Mr. and Mrs. G know if they pay employees their true worth, give them help and understanding, and do all they can do to advance everyone, people will enjoy working for them in the long run. Just one day spent in the real world will convince you that Mr. and Mrs. Selfish will dominate in influence and in numbers, but they receive surprisingly little. More of good things in life gravitate towards the generous ones. So, this is something for entrepreneurs, this next little piece, because it says how giving made 3 entrepreneurs in education wealthy. Examples of giving first class service and receiving first class rewards can be found in all kinds of activities. Recently, I read about a business school in the Northeast that simply could not break down even despite large subsidies. Hold on, real quick. I gotta reset. Wait, reset. I'm gonna be back.